Go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you going to blame the defense?
I got the power. Screw green bean. Damn it.
But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing something.
Go Jets.
And that's the other part of it is the people are insanely jealous of this show. This show gets the best of the best, and it does a different way with positivity.
He scores!
Ow, my head. No, come on.
What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk thumbs, boys and girls.
Freeze frame.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.
Oh, Becton! Whoa!
Garrett Wilson.
Ooh,
Let's go!
wow, okay.
Let's go!
We get our receiver. Wow!
Let's go!
Would be there in the second.
Oh!
Is
The Jets traded up.
oh, they did. The Jets traded up. The New York Jets are on the clock.
Let's go!
Will McDonald, linebacker, Iowa State. Let's go!
Wow! All right.
What the hell just happened?
Welcome to Talkin' Jets. It's draft week, boys and girls. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot. I am joined alongside my lovely co-pilots. I got Mr. Green Bean to my this way. I got Mr. Matt O'Leary to my that way. Green Bean, how you doing tonight?
Dude, it's draft week. I'm excited. I know people are saying, I don't know. Well, I'm in. Let's do it. Muji, Aaron Glenn, the Justin Fields era. Let's see what these guys do. I'm excited to see a fresh take on New York Jets football, man. I'm in.
O'Leary, how you doing on draft week?
I am doing fantastic. Pumped up for draft week, baby. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And how about that? Year 6 of us doing this draft live stream. Can you believe it?
Oh man, it's gone fast. Though seeing the reactions from all our like previous picks is just so fun. And like just so many memorable moments, the guests we have on, the like crazy picks that other teams wind up making, and just the reactions from all of us in the chat and everything. It has been an absolute blast. We got some great prizes we're going to be giving away. We got tickets for opening day. Tailgate Joe hooked us up with some tailgate passes. Man,
Hell yeah.
we've got so much stuff going on. We're going to do a jersey giveaway. Got a whole bunch of stuff. We'll have it all locked and loaded for you guys. Do some raffles, spin wheel action. Good spin wheel action. A little spiced up, maybe a little bit better than eggs. But we're looking forward to hanging out with you guys all 3 days of the draft. Thursday, we're starting at 7 o'clock. Draft officially starts at 8, but we'll be going live at 7. Friday, we're going live at 6 o'clock. And then Saturday, I think we do a half hour before the start. So I think it's 11:30 is our kickoff for day 3. So make sure you hang out with all of us every single minute of the entire draft. Because if you're not, you're going to miss some cool stuff. We're excited. Boys and girls, for every 10 likes we get on this video, we're going to pick a qualifier for our hat, shirt, mug, pillow, eggs giveaway at the end of this stream.
And here comes the first one, Ryan.
Oh,
the first
boy.
one is...
Oh, Talkin' Jets!
We did it! Yeah!
I don't know
We
if I've
get
seen
some
us
eggs.
get it. I think I've always seen Green Bean get it.
I've never seen that.
I don't
That
think
was
I've seen
great.
Talkin' Jets.
That's
Well, we got to
fucking
put ourselves
great.
on it, right? I think so.
We've never seen that before. That's wonderful.
So if we get the eggs, do we ship like 4 eggs to each of us? Is that how that's going to go? You know, I didn't specify dozen eggs.
I want mine pre-scrambled.
Well, we could get a chicken and just shake it up real quick and then just mail it to you.
That's right.
See?
That's right. You could do that.
Shaken, not stirred.
Want mine scrambled inside the shell
Even better.
with cheese.
Oh, man.
Inside the shell.
This is going to be a heavy chat related live stream tonight. We're going to be talking a little bit about our thoughts going into the draft, but we want to hear from you guys as well. We have a poll question in the chat. Final prediction at number 7, Warren, Membu, or other. You guys should comment who that other player could potentially be. I saw some DraftKings odds. I think 𝐿𝐵𝐽 was the favorite, followed by Warren. And, you know, I don't know if I remember who it was like all defensive players after that. I think Graham might have been third. Javon Walker was fourth. You had to go down to like Ted McMillan like six later to see the next one up. So who knows? Dom C and I were talking last night. He's like, I could see the doomsday situation happening of Jaguars going Warren, and 𝐿𝐵𝐽 going 6 to the Raiders. And if that happens,
It'd be hilarious.
I'm gonna be fucking beside myself. I'm gonna tell, like, I'm gonna lose my damn mind if both friggin' players that Jet fans have been bitching about for months are off the board by the Jets pick at 7. What are we to do? What happens?
It would be
in
hilarious. It would be hilarious to me because for that exact reason. Like, this isn't a year. Like, look, my final pick, if you will, right? Like, my vote for that poll is I'm on Team Tyler Warren. If he's there and we don't trade back, I'm Team Tyler Warren. There's lots of guys I'd be fine with. There's a few I'd be just incredibly disappointed with, namely a quarterback. I can't see it. I'd be upset. But it's like, you know, we get so kind of laser focused, right? It's like we saw it last year with the Bowers guys. Like, they were on Bowers. They literally entertained or talked about nothing else for 3 months. You know what I mean? So I think it's funny when that shit happens. Like, so they're like, this is the guy. I have one thing that'll make me happy, and I'm a miserable old crotchety bastard. So it makes me happy when that's the one thing that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So as long as they don't pick a quarterback or some bum, you know, some reach, like they take a second round, like as much as I like Trapillo, if they grabbed him at 7, like something like that, I'm going to be happy with lots of guys. So I don't know. I think it'd be hilarious to me, Ryan.
What about you, Matt? What would happen if both those guys are off the board? What is your brain like?
I think the panic ensues, right? Because it's like, oh my God, what the hell is going to happen here? But I mean, in that scenario, you're probably wanting to trade down, but maybe Mason Graham is there. It would be funny though, right? If we spent all this time talking about these two guys, and it's like, oh, it's going to be one of these two, and then they're taken in consecutive picks right before the Jets. Although I just feel like there's too many names who are projected to go early. Like, I keep seeing today, the big one was Ashton Jeanty. Teams are interested in trading up for him, but the feeling is they'd have to get in front of the Vegas Raiders at 6. So it's like, okay, that's another guy who's going to have to go in the top 5. So there's like 7, 8 names who are supposed to go in the top 5 of this draft, and the math is not mathing for me.
It's always that problem, right? Like, every year we have like 50 guys that have first round grades, and you're like, well, let me figure this out, because I'm not so sure 50 guys can go in the first 32 picks. Being any players you're seeing like fly up draft boards or things that you're kind of like keyed in on?
Well, I saw Brian Baldinger earlier. Did you see he said that he's got a feeling, his spidey sense is tingling, and there's going to be a big trade in the top 5, right? Ooh. So that's an interesting thing. And now we're hearing the Giants is all this madness, right? The Cleveland Browns and the Giants are feverishly fielding phone calls. You like that? Feverishly fielding phone calls for Fields. So, you know, I think it's a funny thing that happens, right? We talk, we're so secure, and now everybody's like, oh, this is what's going to happen now. And I just love it. I love the chaos. I love the madness. I would love to see somebody trade up for one of the quarterbacks. I would love to see, I would love the opportunity to trade back. Like, let's say a Shedeur Sanders and a Jeanty make it to us, right? I would love to be able to at least believe in that 15-minute period or whatever it is now. Is it 10 minutes or 15 minutes? Is it 10?
I think it's 10.
Feels like an hour.
Yeah, it used to be like, was it 20 and they dropped it twice, or was it 15 and they dropped it down to 10?
I think it was
15 dropped to 10.
Yeah. So I would love to be able to at least have that conversation during that. But I think there's going to be some movement. I mean, I think, like, look, we all talk about it's not a premium draft, it's not a blue chip draft, and who's going to do what for this or that or the other. But the truth is it's this draft. And this is the moment. And there are GMs with their jobs on the line. There are GMs trying to make their name for themselves. And people get nuts during the draft. And the excitement and everything. Like, we have no idea what next year is going to be. All we have is this draft. So I think there's going to be more kind of movement and shaking up than maybe we were originally planning on. And I'm here for it, man. I want to send the cue ball into the middle of the table because there's no shots. I want to just see random craziness. Let's reset this damn pool table, whatever, and let's just see where the chips fall. That excites me.
Boys and girls, if you click on the live chat, we have a pinned comment in there. Sign up for Draft Clash game and predict who the New York Jets will draft. Matt, can you take it away and explain a little bit about this game we're playing?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this. I want you guys to play along with us because we'll be reacting when the picks are made, obviously. But our Draft Clash prediction game is out now where you can make predictions for the NFL draft. And we're trying to find the fans that know the New York Jets the best. So I'll be giving a shout out in one of my videos to the top 10 finishers in this Draft Clash, but it's super fun. You go in, you predict who they take in the first round, second round, third round. There's some other questions as well. Sign up. It's totally free. And it's just gonna be fun playing along. I know you guys signed up and are playing. Jake Asman signed up for it. Will Parkinson. So there's a bunch of like Jets creators in there too. So it should be a good time.
It should be a lot of fun just to see like which one of us is going to be able to like, there's got to be bragging rights on the line. And now it's funny because I behind the scenes, I've asked, I don't think Green Bean's seen the chat yet, but I asked these guys to come up with their 3-round mock draft, and we're going to present our 3-round mocks on the screen so you guys can kind of, get our thoughts of where we think we're going to go. And I realized when Matt asked me to fill this out, I didn't say my thought process changed, but I did not pick the same 3 people that I put in the game.
Okay.
I had a different order. So I'm excited to see what Bean comes up with. Bean, did you see the little group chat we got going on? Are you doing that?
No, where's that?
It's on the Zoom window. Just take a glance over there when you get a second. But yeah, this game's fun. I mean, think about how much we're just looking for a 3-round mock. Just type it in our chat and I'll make the graphic for the screen.
Oh, hell yeah. Can we trade?
No trade.
We're sticking and picking? Okay.
Sticking and picking.
I have 9 trades in the first 3 rounds.
I was going to say, every time I see a Green Bean mock.
From 7 to 18, from 18 to 24, and 24 to 32. And he's got like every 3rd round pick.
That's right. Yeah. That's where I'm going to do my work in the 3rd.
I mean, if you could have a bunch of 2nd round picks, this is the draft to have it in. Now, what do you guys make? Yeah. What do you guys make of the rumors of the Browns and Giants like apparently fielding calls to trade out? Like, I feel like no one's going to trade up. That's my gut. Matt, you're shaking your head. What do you think?
We need Green Bean to blow the smoke again because it's a smoke screen that's happening right here, baby. It's smoke screen season. That's what's happening. I don't buy it. This is written in stone. First 3 picks. You ready for this? Write it down in ink right now. Cam Ward, number 1. Travis Hunter, number 2. Abdul Carter, number 3 to the Giants. No trades.
Ooh, I could see. Wow. I can absolutely see that. I could also see Carter and Hunter flip-flopped. Like, it wouldn't shock me either way with either one of those. But those are the first 3 picks. And then I'd probably put in Will Campbell as 4, I think, is probably what people are feeling. I've seen the most, I think. Bean, any thoughts on what the Patriots are looking to do right in front of us?
Yeah, I think they could go. I don't know. They're gonna go offensive line or wide receiver. That's what they're gonna do. And I think it's the smart play for them. If they don't, I'll be a little surprised. I'll be honest. I think like when the Jets don't take Membu when he's sitting right there and Jets fans are all doing the fucking happy dance and we don't take him anyway, and then they're going to get him. Like that's what I think they'll do if he's there. But I think I don't know. I've been thinking wide receiver for them for a little while. So I'll just say that. I predict they're going to go wide receiver.
Early on in this process, I was afraid they would go McMillan.
Yeah, me too.
That was kind of where, I mean, originally, I think a lot of us probably felt Hunter might end up falling there if Sanders is going to go, 3 to the Giants. And then before Myles Garrett was signed, it was like, okay, Carter makes sense for the Browns because they're going to have to trade Garrett and whatnot. Now it's just everything shifted so much in the last like 2 months. See people in the chat, they're talking about JJ says Warren is not a top 10 pick. He's going to be. Someone's going to take him in the top 10.
Brace yourself, JJ.
If
it's not us.
I don't know how to tell you this.
I think the floor might be the Bears for him. I don't know. I guess, no, the floor should probably be 14 at the Colts. I don't think he's getting further than that. But, like, I think there's a really high likelihood he's going top 10. Top 7, if I'm so inclined to say that. Dom C was saying Warren to the Jags because he does a lot of his work, like, middle of the field near the line of scrimmage. And, like, if you have to bring a safety down to then block and defend Tyler Warren, the two burners on the outside in Gabe Davis and Brian Thomas Jr. could really take the top off of defenses. So I'm hoping they don't go that route. And I'm hoping the Patriots don't go Membu or the Raiders don't go Membu because I really am going to be at a loss, especially if the Jets can't trade down. I'm getting the feeling trading down is going to be very difficult in this particular draft. And you might have to reach. If, let's say this situation happens, Matt, what would your pick? Actually, I guess let's keep playing through the process, right? Okay. Do we say Campbell, Warren, and Membu are off the board, meaning Mason Graham falls, or do we want to say Mason Graham is off the board and Will Campbell's there? Because I think that's probably the this or that at that point. And then you obviously have Genty there still.
So Warren and Membu are gone in this scenario?
Mm-hmm. No trade down.
Is Mason Graham there?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Do we want to say that Mason Graham's there, or do we want to say that like Will Campbell's there? Like if that's like, I don't know how you'd flip flop it, but like let's say either situation. If Mason Graham's there, that's your pick.
Yeah, that I was just gonna say. I think that'd be my pick. Would be Mason Graham at that point. If you can't trade down, obviously.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Bean? If everyone's off the board, what would your pick be?
So Tyler Warren's gone, Membu's gone. Who else is gone?
I mean, we can kind of keep it open-ended. You could say if Mason Graham's there, then, you could go him. If you think he's off the board, then maybe you go, pivot to another one.
Well, because if they're gone, there's guys that we're predicting to go in the top 6 that are not, right?
Yep.
So who would that be? So that's Will Campbell, right?
Will Campbell and Genty. And maybe Sanders potentially, if we were thinking he might go.
Yeah. Right. So I think the Jets might this would aggravate me a little bit. No, it wouldn't. I think the Jets might go ahead and pull the trigger on an 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐻𝐾, a safety. I think they might just get their top player at a non-premium. Tight end's non-premium too, so if we're already talking about that. But I think they might shift, knowing they could do some damage later with defensive tackle and tight end. They might, if their guys are gone, they might just take their top player on the board at another position of need, of dire need, really. They already have Cisco, so I would say Malachi Starks, which, by the way, I wouldn't be upset if they did that. He's my favorite safety, but 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐻𝐾, right there, I think they might pull the trigger on him.
I feel like if those guys are off the board, I don't want to go defensive tackle. I think that would probably bug me a little bit, and it's not so much the player as much as it is the position, and like what we need. It's not like we need, like if we needed a Quinn and Williams type, then cool. You know, I'm down with that. I would probably like to see wide receiver. Like if you wanted to pull the trigger on like 𝐒𝐫𝐞𝐞 or, you know, insert whatever receiver, you know, you think is next. I think a premium position, even edge rusher, honestly, like I wouldn't hate going like Mike Green or Shamar Stewart.
Oh my God. I don't want that. But I'll tell you what, you're right though. You know what I think the Jets are going to do? I think the Jets are going to go shifty little devil. If they do that, I think we're going to see Luther Burden or 𝐒𝐶. You know, like, but like 𝐒𝐶, Phil, you know, the Ohio State thing, that's kind of, dude, keep it going, man. Fuck it.
It's like Ohio State and Penn State.
That shit.
Just load up.
But I like the Luther Burden idea, man. Bring in a talent like that. We haven't really had one of those guys in a long time, like a real one, like a premium, you know, upper tier shifty fella. You know, Elijah Moore was kind of supposed to be that. He made it to the second round. But you know, think about that, like that top receiver of that mold in the entire draft. And if it's not Luther Burden, you know, I like a few of those guys, but or like you said, like 𝐒𝐶, you know, one of those guys. I think you could see that wide receiver, you know, because of the contracts and the 5th year, it makes a lot of sense too. You got to think like that.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm like, so like I want to see a premium position if the tight end is off the board.
And that's funny.
I get into this weird, like, you know, honestly, if they wanted to pull the trigger, if they're like, hey, tight end is going to be such a major need for us, we want to go Loveland that early. Like Tankathon's got Loveland going 14 to the Colts right now.
Right.
I don't particularly.
No, you know what Loveland doing? We'd be going, Loveland's a better prospect anyway.
He was the guy.
He was the
real one.
It happened. We got the second corner. Sauce Gardner's a stud. We got the second wide receiver. Garrett Wilson's a stud. Maybe we need the second tight end too. Maybe we need
straight. Let these other teams make the first mistake.
100%.
We're right here to take the right guy.
We want to clean up crew. Going second. Blitz Crew comes and says, guy with more accurate draft should get a special t-shirt that is worn in future streams. Tell us fans who knows their stuff the best. Milk thumbs. Boys and girls, hit those milk thumbs.
Love Blitz Crew. I love Blitz Crew. I want you to know that. I want to profess my love for Blitz Crew from the mountaintops. It's official. Like, I just want to make it clear. I fucking love that guy.
Blitz Crew's a good dude. We like him.
He's the best. He's gotten to meet him. He's the shit, dude.
Dude, I can't wait for. Oh man, so our ticket rep called us like a few weeks ago, and we are amped up for our group buy. So Blitz Crew, we're hoping you're going to be there whenever that comes out. Obviously, the schedule doesn't come out for another like 2-3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. It might be close to a month. It's like middle of May that comes out. But we're excited. Blitz Crew, a bunch of guys in the chat we've met over the last few years. Blitz Crew is one of the dogs. Like,
oh hell yeah!
Now, is he saying a special T-shirt from the Draft Clash game, or is it from our 3 picks? I feel like it can't be our 3 picks
because we're picking the same dudes.
No, actually, I don't think any of us had any of the same players. Different. Yeah, all of ours are different. I haven't. I didn't put mine in. Actually, no, they're not all different. Bean and I have a player. I'll throw that up on the screen. Let me just.
I don't see yours. Yeah,
I didn't put it in there because I put mine first, so that way, like,
you know yours, right? You don't need
I know mine, and I didn't want to like influence your decisions. So I let me.
Thank you.
Not that it would necessarily influence. Right. You guys are smarter than me. You guys are gonna be wearing the shirt. It's gonna happen. Shay says, like, I'm innocent.
Buster shirt.
Huh.
Try new things, Ocho said. Now look.
Have you followed that story?
No,
I haven't. It's some. He was offered a settlement, I think, right? Shannon Sharp. Is that what's going on?
For what?
No. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask, but if I'm following this correctly, someone is trying to get money from 𝐒𝐿. He had relations with an OnlyFans girl, and now she's trying to get money out of him, and he's making videos with receipts claiming that it was consensual and that it's not an issue, essentially.
Didn't he also post a video of him like going to town like by accident at one point?
That's another all-time video.
Oh, geez. Buffalo, what's up, dude? Comes in and says, debating Membu and Warren for 3 months to learn Michael Williams, buddy. in true Jet fashions. Dude, I mean, it's going to be the Will McDonald draft all over again. We're going to have both Membu and Warren off the board, and we're just going to have to learn to like someone else and feel like he was the better pick the whole time. And why would you draft a tight end? Because it's not a premium position. And a right tackle that flew up the board after the combine. Clearly he's a combine warrior. I could spin zone this all day. We got it.
Yeah, like Broderick. Remember we talked about Broderick Jones and Jackson Smith and Jigba for weeks at that point? And then, JSN was still there, but they went a completely other direction, and we had the all-time reaction to the Will McDonald pick. So
Still the best one.
Yeah, it's so good.
Just repeating itself.
Just straight up shock.
That was something else, that reaction.
Sam comes in. Sam says, no above average cornerback will lose sleep over Igbokwe or Burton. Linebackers will definitely lose sleep over Warren. So I
don't agree at all, dude.
I don't agree with that. No, I think
no way.
I think it's entirely possible that all these wide receivers, there may not be like an alpha dog number one, like a DK Metcalf right now, that you can kind of like identify, but even DK went in the second round. I feel like there's going to be like, where do these guys land? How are they used? And then we'll wind up finding out one's better than another. Like, I think Igbokwe and Burden are both really good wide receivers. I would have no issues with us getting, especially with Garrett Wilson opposite him. Like, you're going against cornerback 2 all day. So I'm not opposed to that. Warren, to me, though, is just such a different weapon to what we have right now and to what we're trying to do. Like, if you really want to bully teams and you want to say like, okay, we're going to be running RPOs with Fields and we want to have Warren like line up in the backfield or line up in line or go out wide. Like, he's such a chess piece for what I feel like they might want to do. Like, I feel like Warren might be almost investing in Fields while also still investing in the future in the event Fields isn't the guy. I guess the same thing could be said with Membu too, you know, at the tackle position, but I'd like to see a weapon. I want to hope that the Jets can find tackle outside of the first round. I want to believe it.
Gotta happen.
One of these,
and not that you want to be stubborn about it, right? But like we need receivers, dude. And like, and then look, and to Sam's point, like I understand what you're trying to say, but like, let me tell you, if your name's not Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, cornerbacks aren't losing sleep over anybody. These guys are, you know what I mean? Like they're studs. It's about schematics and what you can do with your guys, right? What their ability is. Luther Burden would largely be in the slot, or like a Golden or Isaiah Bond, or like any of those guys that you bring in. Tight ends largely, I mean, if you do this right, I mean, they're largely being covered by linebackers and safeties anyway. You know what I mean? So you want to, you know, there's mismatch potential all over the place, but it's more about your schemes and you know, I mean, as long as the guys are worth a shit, you know what I mean? You can't throw a bum like Jeremy Cravata, you know, Jets Chaos out there and expect him to, but you know, but yeah, I mean, you know, these guys are good, you know, like I don't think there's like, we're not looking at Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, those guys right now, maybe, but there's some damn good wide receivers in this draft class. And so I don't know. I think, like to your point, Ryan, while I talked about Eamon Warrior or Malachi Starks, and I'd be fine with it, I think you know, really the value is this team has to make a statement on offense. We have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. You got your quarterback. We have the makings of a good offensive line. You got some good depth at the running back position. Besides that, there's nothing really there. And you can't pretend that we have enough. You know what I mean? You just can't. If this is going to work, you have an opportunity right now. If you're going to allocate resources, allocate it to the damn Justin Fields experiment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what you got to do. If Tyler Warren's off the board, and look, if you love Loveland, like if he's right there, dude, take him. Doesn't matter. I think he's going to be a quality, you know, a very, very good tight end in the league. Then do it. Pull the trigger. If it's Igbokwe, if it's Matthew Golden, if it's Burden, just get the guy. You're going to have your opportunity to pretty much take your first or second on your entire board at these positions at pick 7. Get it done and make sure it's an impact player.
Preach it. Preach it.
Preach.
Preach. One thing to bring up about Loveland is our offensive coordinator from Michigan, also from San Diego, overlapped with Harbaugh. Harbaugh likes his tight ends. Loveland. Would not shock me if there was a positive spin that direction should something happen.
You know what's going to happen, Ryan? Ryan, real quick, before you do know what's going to happen, right? Like, this is the way it's going to go. The Jets are going to sit there at 7. Tyler Warren's going to be there. Membu's going to be there.
And Loveland's the pick.
No. They're going to take Jody Barron. However you say it.
I would be so mad.
That's what they're going to do.
I really don't want to see it.
I would just slither out of my chair. You would just see me just start sliding down like, no, please.
That would be right. It's like we have so many directions we can go and be totally fine with it.
I could understand.
That's not
it.
one of them.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I saw that rumor going around. I'd be very upset.
I don't understand it. I would be completely taken aback by it.
I mean, you could plug in almost like anyone, and I feel like you could at least rationalize, like, okay, Jets needed that position, like other than running back. It's really, but even then, you can still rationalize by like, we're trading Brees and we're getting another back, and he's an all-time back, and like I don't agree with it, but people can justify it. Swamp Ranger comes in and says, Jets are the only professional sports team to not make the playoffs since Pope Francis became the Pope. Maybe the curse is now broken. Rory McIlroy choked away his Masters in 2011, became a Jets fan, and we have not won in that long stretch, but he won the Masters this year, so maybe we broke it there too.
This is also not a true stat, by the way. I saw this circulating around and it got me upset.
What other team... Oh, because is it other sports, like not football?
The Buffalo Sabres haven't made the playoffs since 2010, but it was, or the 2011 season, but it was after the Jets. So like June or April of 2011. So we're forgetting the Buffalo Sabres out there. We can't forget them.
My buddy's a Giants fan, and he likes to just rub it in my face that the Jets haven't made the playoffs in so long. And I just say, I don't understand why this is such a big deal. The Dolphins haven't won a playoff game since we had 2 Twin Towers. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's like the stat. It's like, this is stupid. They made the playoffs. He's like, well, it's better to make the playoffs and lose first round than to have won more recently than the last time. I said, you're wrong.
No, I disagree. But like, what you got to ask people like that is, really, like, this is still funny to you? Like, this is your life? Like, you got one joke?
Oh, dude, he's got 4 Super Bowls. Like, he's got his giant Super Bowl.
It doesn't matter, though, but it's the same
to him,
joke.
he doesn't care. He's of the mindset of, like, I'd rather the Tom... Okay, so I'd rather have the Buccaneers or even the Giants, I guess either one, last 25 years with 2 Super Bowls, but, like, mostly irrelevant, than like Aaron Rodgers' entire Packers career where you get 1 Super Bowl, but like a zillion MVPs and like great football all the time because it's all about the final ring. And I was like, as a Jet fan, I don't have a ring. I will gladly take a lot of victories and 1 ring over 2 and a bunch of garbage. I don't know if that's a poor way to think of that.
Well, no, I want my team to be good every year and be like relevant and in the mix.
I want to have a shot every season. Like, how many years do the Bucks or the Giants go into the season like, well, it's not really a shot. You might get lucky, and those feel great. That's like an awesome feeling. Screw it. Peter.
The thing is, I want to have fun.
Yes.
I just want to go through the season, have fun. We don't have any fun.
No.
We have 1 or 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, where we have any fun. It's miserable for 18 straight weeks. That's what I don't. That's why, like, Steelers fans, like, let's fire Tomlin. I'm like, dude, you don't even know. You guys have fun every single year. Yeah, you don't take the prize home, but it's fun.
I have soured a little bit on Tomlin over the last few years, and I'm not. I wouldn't poo-poo him coming to the Jets or anything like that, but I would say, fun-wise, I think the Jets-Patriots game this past year was the only game that I can recall being like, wow, that was a lot of fun to watch. I enjoyed this game. We're going on a run. We're going to dominate. We're about to beat the shit out of the Broncos. And then everything just went crashing down. 2 years ago, I'm not sure I had fun. Like, once Rodgers went down, it's like, was there a fun game? Was there one that like really stood out? I guess there was a little stretch of time with like the Chiefs and the Eagles. Like, those games were kind of fun, and we felt like we got robbed by the Chiefs. But like by and large, our season's over by Halloween like every year. Every year.
Yeah, it sucks.
Terrible.
Sucks. You have no fun, dude.
Peter comes in. Peter says, "Draft is like Christmas. You want to play with all your toys equally, but they're all good. I hope we set the tone Thursday night, on Thursday night that we see throughout." Yeah. Do you think there's going to be some sort of like style of player when we retroactively look at this draft? Like, is it going to be like Joe Douglas always going with high RAS score guys, or like, are we building the trenches? Like, are we going to see like O-line, D-line? Like, is there some sort of like overarching philosophy that, you know, maybe we're keyed in on, or is it just all just a crapshoot right now because no one actually knows? Matt.
Here's the answer. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Draft good players. That's the plan. That's the plan. Don't give me, oh, they gotta be this. No. I don't care what order, right? Like, we have our preference. I would prefer Tyler Warren, but if they take Armand Membu in the first round, then find the good tight end on day 2. Just find the good players and let's go to work.
Bean, what about you? What do you want to see, or what kind of tone do you think could be set?
Well, no, I'm with Matt. I skew slightly, right? Like, I don't think any position. Like, there are positions right now that are literal needs, right? Like, you know, wide receiver, there's a need. Right tackle, there's a need. Safety, there's a need. Tight end, there's a need. I feel like I'm really skitzing out. I'm watching YouTube. Am I not coming in clear?
No, you're coming in clear on my side. It looks like on YouTube you're coming in clear.
Like on YouTube, it keeps like it's only me. You guys look really great.
No, Matt had a little bit of
got the right
skipping
camera on and
doodah.
shit. But you know, so like I really want to see them. Like, we have enough needs that you don't need to really, you know, go pure best player available. I think essentially that's what you got to do. We have to bring in a player that is arguably the best, like at least on your board, the best at his position. Like, if that's tight end, if that's the right tackle, if that's a safety, if it's a fucking linebacker, if it's wide receiver, whatever it is, bring in the best player at a position where we have a hole. So we're filling it and we're starting to stock the roster with, you know, especially up front, first and second round, really first 3, but first and second, without question, we need to fill 2 holes with the best possible player that we can.
Now, I completely agree. Just get good players and like skew towards some areas of need. Look, I'm not going to add anything to it because I think you guys are spot on. Boys and girls, we have a second giveaway that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing, obviously, our shirt, hat, pillow, mug, eggs giveaway at the end of the stream. But we also have, Green Bean, is it 2 tickets? Is that right?
Yeah, it looks like it. Let me just confirm that real quick.
So we have at least 1 ticket, maybe 2 tickets, to the Jets draft party.
Yeah, it's 2. It's tickets.
2 tickets to the Jets draft party at MetLife Stadium. If memory serves correct, I haven't been there in quite a few years now. They go through the Jets pick, or go through like the last pick between the Jets and Giants. And since the Giants are picking 3rd, the draft party, I think, would end after the 7th pick. But we got 2 tickets to give away. So if you are able
courtesy of
Infrared. Infrared, we see you in the chat.
Infrared.
Great guy.
Drop some hearts. Yeah, give some love. I'm going to drop a bunch of hearts in here on the little bubble, whatever that is. I'm going to hit a bunch of hearts. Let's send some love to Infrared for donating the 2 Jets draft party at MetLife tickets to some lucky person in here tonight. We got to make sure that they actually want them, though, that the winner wants them.
Let's do this. Anyone who's able to and wants to go to the Jets draft party, put a ticket emoji in the chat, and that'll be our indicator, and we'll add you to a separate list. So we got our list for the hat, shirt, mug, pillow giveaway, which Infrared should be added to, I might add, if we did not add him already. I think we did add him. Is that right, Green Bean?
I'm sorry?
Did you add Infrared to our overall raffle for tonight as well?
No, but I will.
Yes, throw him in there. Jimmy Ward is interested in going to the draft party. So he is.
Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy. Sorry. Whew. Words are hard.
All right, I'll make another list. Yeah, and also, you know what? Remember, you do like the ticket thing. What are you making them do?
Just
so I can tell, so I can see.
It's a ticket. It's so the yellow tickets that are popping up in the chat. Jeremy's got
Okay, perfect.
putting it in there right now. So just drop a ticket in the chat, and we'll be able to get someone some tickets. Going to Jets draft party. Jet Dog, what's up, dude? Thank you for the 10 spot. It says these teams have 2 second-round picks, the Bears, the Seahawks, the Bills. One of them could be our trade-down partner. I'm with you guys. Take a booga. He's a culture guy. Everybody is scouting circle, or everyone in scouting circles loves him. So the Bills won't be trading with us. But I do think the Seahawks have a very possible situation, depending on how bullish they are on Sam Darnold. If they want to come up for the quarterback and we want to try and say hey, well, the Saints are talking to us and the Steelers are talking to us. Give us your 2 second-round picks, and now we'll fall back to whatever pick they're sitting at. The Bears, I don't know how we could get them to do 2 second-round picks. You might be able to get 1 second-round pick to go from 10 up to 7. That would be pretty nice because you still may wind up with one of the guys you want, but I don't know who the Bears. I've seen the Bears mocked Tyler Warren. I've seen them with the tackle. So if both guys are there for the Jets in Membu and Warren, maybe you're kind of cool with taking one of those guys at 10 if you think they make them there. Matt, of this list, Bears, Seahawks, Bills have 2 second-round picks. Do you see a scenario or a player that these teams might be targeting?
I like the Seahawks trade back. Jeremy and I did a mock draft on Thursday, and that's what we did. We traded back with the Seahawks and got a couple first. The Bills, I just don't think is all that realistic with them being in division.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears, they'd only be moving up 3 picks, so they're not giving up the 2 to get up that high. But the Seahawks, I mean, it really depends on what they're looking for. They move on from DK Metcalf. Tyler Lockett's gone. Do they want another receiver? Do they want to go with some offensive line help for Sam Darnold? Maybe it's a defensive piece. I don't have a player in particular for them, but of the 3, I think Seattle makes the most sense.
Bean, what about you? Of these 3 teams, do you see a player they might want to target or a position they might want to target if they wanted to come up?
The Seahawks are interesting. Well, I think, and admittedly, I was writing to somebody, so I didn't hear what Matt just said, but he probably said something about Genty, right? Did he say that?
No,
I did not, but
not.
that is okay.
He was saying wide receiver was the thought because they had just lost Lockett and Metcalf.
Yeah, so that makes a ton of sense. But here's the thing. I do not think that there's a wide receiver worth trading up for. You can just sit where you are and likely, you know what I mean? You're going to get, a guy, they're all kind of, who's really that much better than somebody else, do you think? Worthy of giving up your 2nd-round pick.
I feel like it's got to be a quarterback. You got to be afraid that the Steelers are going to jump you or something. The receiver makes a lot of sense, but what Matt was saying, but I don't know, you were what you just said, being half dozen in one hand, 6 in the other, they're all kind of ish flavor of the week that you like. I could see them going in any order.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I think Genty is a guy that, and it happens every draft. We pick 1 or 2, as Marvin Harrison or it's Joe Alt or, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it might be. But we talk about these guys and you say generational, right? Generational. Genty is really being looked at and spoken about as a potentially generational. I saw a breakdown where they said that he is a combination of Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, and Marshawn Lynch.
That's
madness. Right. It's the greatest thing to ever happen to the NFL game, right?
Which means you're so sky high you can only fall down. I feel like I feel like he can only disappoint, unfortunately.
That's like what they did to poor Trevor Lawrence. You know what I mean? He's the greatest thing in the whole fucking, There's nowhere, you got to win consecutive Super Bowls to just even meet that expectation. But anyway, I think, look, it's going to be tough to trade back. I think the really interesting one is going to be if when the Jets are on the clock, if Shedeur Sanders is there, I think teams like him a little bit more than is being kind of spoken about right about. I think everybody's very happy letting the noise around him quiet down. That's what I think. So I think that's the guy you really want to see slip. But it's not the Bears or Seahawks that are going to want to come get him. So I don't think that. I mean, you're definitely not getting both of their second round picks. So I understand why he's saying it. They'd be more willing to move because they have an extra one in the chamber. But I think a team like, just as an example, like the Steelers, if he gets to 7, maybe that's striking distance, where going all the way up to 2 or 3, that's going to be, it's a big difference between 2 and 7. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I think it's possible, but he's the guy, I think, Ryan.
I see. I have we have a guest coming in at 9:00 that we will.
Nice.
I think he can hear us right now, but that's okay. Just stay hidden until 9:00. You can listen to us talk, and then I'll introduce you when it comes on.
I miss this guy.
No, he's a good dude. We like him.
Yeah.
Work with him every year. Thank you. Gator Needs Gat. Coming in with the super chat says, yeah, it's going to be Barron or Jalen Walker or Michael, and we're all going to lose our minds. Warren is too perfect, too good for the Jets. I really want to be happy with our pick.
Okay.
I'm
excited.
I want to feel good.
What is that?
Have you ever?
I just muted him. I was our guest behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Somebody's excited.
Yeah,
I know that.
I know he's excited. But I think if we draft one of these players, Matt was saying he would slide down off his chair, what would the honest reaction would be? I don't think I'm gonna get mad, but I'm just gonna be like, ugh. Just a side, really? Just more of the same. It's just I don't want to punt on the season, but I don't know. I feel very uninspired.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, Jalen Walker is exciting. Barron would upset me because, look, you have Sauce Gardner and you put money into Stevens, right? So I don't want to see the Jets come out of the gate, this new regime, and look, really, he's he's pretty much the marquee free agent outside of Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. He's the guy. So, you have Sauce Gardner, you let DJ Reed walk, you bring in a free agent. There's a lot of questions about him, but, you believe in your scheme. He's going to be a man in the whole thing. The only thing that would soften this is if the Jets are doing a couple of interesting things, right? So number one, like we talked about last week, the offensive line is already done. They brought in Myers to push Tippmann, to push ABT to right tackle, right? That's what they're really doing. So they're letting the smoke about Membu, right? That's one thing. The other thing is that what if they really did bring Stevens in to play strong safety? What if he's what if the offensive line and safety rooms, as far as the starters, are already done? Then it would make sense to go cornerback up top. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to do it. That said, I'll go back to my earlier point. I am 100% firmly entrenched in the idea that the fucking Jets got to make this Justin Fields thing work. You can't. If it fails, it's got to fail because it failed, because he sucks, not because we half-assed it and did the McCagnon trade up for Sam Darnold and then use 2 of your next 3 picks on defensive tackles. You can't do that. You know what I mean? You got to make it work. So I'm all offense, but I could see Jalen Walker, same thing applies, right? Jalen Walker, we don't know how good JJ is going to be off the Achilles and everything, but we got him. We got our 2 starting defensive ends. I would say there's other positions that need love.
100%. And with the corner discussion, I'd rather us go the edge rusher, in the doomsday scenario where we're talking edge rusher or with the corner. I don't want to go corner because of the games we saw, the Eagles game. We saw when you get pressure on the quarterback, you can have backup cornerbacks in there. And like, I'm already trying to like rationalize paying Sauce $30 million a year when like he's not generating turnovers. Like I don't want to have that in my head. And I don't want to draft another premium position that is reliant upon the pass rush that we're not investing. Not that we're not investing in, but that, the secondary is getting more priority over the edge rush when I think the edge rush might be the more important factor. We saw this whole team fall apart, the defensive side of the ball, the minute our defensive line went out the window. So like, I would just be mad. I'd be very mad if Barron was the selection there. I see Flight Boys in the chat. Flight Boy says, drafting for need is how you miss out on players like Mahomes. Needs are filled via trade and free agency. Best player available. So let's just see the big board over on Tankathon. I'm just curious. What, like, the seventh guy down is Tyler Warren, by the way. Interestingly enough, the top 7 players on Tankathon's big board: Travis Hunter 1, Abdul Carter 2, Mason Graham 3, Genty 4, Will Campbell 5, Membu 6, Tyler Warren 7. And if Cam Ward's going 1, that makes Armand Membu the best player on the board, assuming all these other guys go. Yeah, I don't know. God.
Yeah, and if they do it, you're going to be upset. I'm not going to be upset with it. I would just prefer. I have preferences.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think if they go Membu or Warren, I can absolutely rationalize either one in my head. I'm not going to care one way or the other. It's the non-offense. Like you said, Bean, like, go all in on Fields. Try to make this work. I'm not saying to like draft players that wouldn't otherwise fit other quarterbacks and things like that, but like give Fields what helps him the most, because our best case scenario is us not drafting a quarterback in 2026. Like, Fields goes off and we're like, this is our guy. We got him. Like, I want that. I want that to be the case. I want to feel good about it. And if you half-ass it, you take the defensive player, it feels very Sam Darnold-esque, to Green Bean's point.
Yeah.
Matt,
can't do it.
Matt, what do you think about the idea of going best player available as opposed to like you pass on Mahomes, or no, drafting for need?
No, that doesn't. His comment doesn't make no sense.
Yeah,
because if they drafted for need, they would have taken a quarterback in that draft and not a strong safety, right? Like that's what I'm confused by Flight Boy's comment here.
I don't.
Drafting best player available is how you take 55 interior defensive linemen from 2010 to 2019.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, this is where we get into this black and white. You ever hear the term "only a Sith speaks in absolutes"? You ever heard that statement?
Yes.
That's from Star Wars. Obi-Wan Kenobi said that shit. It's words to live by. You can't be black and white on anything. Remember this, everybody. There's 330 people in here right now. Remember this. Whatever doesn't bend breaks, okay? You must be flexible. Best player available, yes, at a position of need. That's the way it goes. The danger comes in when you reach for need, like so the position that you need is in a tier or two lower talent-wise than the guys on the board. That's when you fuck up. That's when you end up taking guys that are 4th-round pick quality in the 1st round. That's when you, or maybe not that far, but like 3rd-round picks, and then they end up never working out. The Jets did that shit for years. It's called reaching, like taking Lagaman and Brian Thomas. It just goes on and on and on. The guys that we reached for, all those funny statements that you hear Chris Berman saying, "I'm a season ticket holder of the Jets and I'm gonna boo," or what's his name with the hair? Not Mayock, the other one. Yeah, Kuiper saying it's obvious the Jets don't know what the draft is all about. Like, they just take people. And it's like, so you got to be flexible. So Flight Boys is right, but not all the time, right? Because like what Matt said, that's how you end up stocking. You have fucking, 5 good running backs and you got no wide receivers because you're taking the best player available. There's got to be a middle ground, everybody. That's where you live. Live in the gray, Ryan.
We're going to go to our special guest in just a moment, but I want to hear a word from our sponsor.
Oh, yeah. I want to talk to you guys about today's sponsor over at Mando. We love Mando. Mando starter pack is perfect for new customers. Comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash and deodorant wipes. Oh, and free shipping too. My bourbon leather body spray, I always keep it by me right here on the desk, is one of my absolute favorites from Mando. The body spray is perfect for keeping you smelling fresh all day long. Special offer for listeners, new customers getting $5 off the starter pack with our exclusive code that equates to over 40% off your starter pack if you use code TalkinJets at mandopodcast.com/talkinjets. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando.
Mando is awesome. I got my wipes for after I'm done filming. Very much appreciated. Thank you, Mando, for supporting the show. Sodak says, call me Sith Lord, you absolutely take Warren, and I want to hear from our special guest what he thinks of this, Mr. Tailgate Joe, who I did not add to the stream. Give me 1 second.
Oh, no.
Oh, see, this is what happens. This is what happens when I get all excited, and then I didn't click the thing that I need to click to do it. Give me 1 second. See, I had all this time, too. Sitting there, just waiting for us.
And during the ad read, too.
Bam! What's up, Joe? Joe, turn your phone sideways for me, if you could. Boom! Joe, hold on. I gotta unmute you. I think I muted you before. This is what happens. See
what happens, Ryan.
All right.
What's up, guys?
Whoa, what's up, Joe? How you doing?
How's it going?
Oh, just another day in paradise in Jets land. It's finally draft week, so I want to hear from you. What do you think the Jets do at 7?
I don't know. So part of I'm actually in the car on the way to Green as we speak. I'm just outside of Chicago. What they're gonna do, it's tackle or tight end, right? I mean, that's what everyone's talking. I really don't know which way they're gonna go. Historically, tight end has not been a great first round pick for us. But I'd like to. I don't know. On the one hand, I'd like to see the tackle and then solidify that final piece. That final piece to that puzzle. We haven't had a good O-line since 2010. Really, it's just been a downfall since then. And I think that's been a major problem for us. I feel like the tight ends in the second round are going to be better than the tackles in the second round. So that's kind of the way I'd like to go. But also, I think my dark horse would be corner.
Oh, no. Don't you do that to us, Tailgate Joe.
I don't listen. Here's my I don't know that they should do it, but here's my reasoning.
Okay.
And I'm no draft guru, but we've got some big contracts that are going to come due quick together, right? We're going to have Jeremiah, Sauce and Wilson are all going to be due together because they're all drafted together. Brees is right up there too. Do they go and grab another corner, Bridge, and then with the idea that maybe Sauce is going to be the odd man out that they're not going to be able to re-sign?
I think Sauce probably has the highest trade value. Like if someone came to you and offered you 2 firsts for Sauce based on the lack of turnovers, I think it's something you have to at least consider given the price of the contract. I don't really want to see it because Sauce is everything I want in the personality of a Jet player. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he works hard, he seems like a good dude, interacts with the fans. So I want him to get the turnovers more than anything else, but I can totally understand your rationalization for that.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not what I want done, but I just wonder if they're kind of playing a little bit of chess with that. I don't know how sold they are that this is going to be a year of real competition, that they're really going to compete, or they're going to kind of build. I don't know, what they're thinking with Justin Fields and all of that. So I think if they're thinking they're going to build out, the next few years, it may make sense to kind of move on, make that move now that they can walk on Sauce and have, the best corner in this draft who might be able to step in. But I don't know. That's my dark horse pick. I'm really kind of conflicted on whether I want to see them go right tackle or I really don't want to see them go tight end. I want to see them go right tackle. I'm not conflicted.
Finish the line. Boys and girls, we're going to give out our top 3 mock draft. Matt Bean and I did that for the first 3 rounds after we're done here talking with Joe. Joe, if you guys don't know, which you've been living under a rock, Joe has helped us and has hosted our tailgate for our Talkin' Jets group buys every year that we've done the group buy. And it is an absolute experience. Joe was so kind enough to sponsor the draft stream this year, and we're going to have 2 tickets to the Jets home opener and passes to the Tailgate Joe tailgate to go with it. You also have pairs of season pass tickets for Tailgate Joe's tailgate. So if you guys are season ticket holders, that's a super big boost. He puts on the best tailgate around. So Joe, thank you so much for sponsoring the stream again, hooking us up.
Thank you, man. I wish I could be there. Obviously, I'm heading to Green Bay, but otherwise I would be with you guys. I'm sure it's gonna be a great time you're gonna have at your draft party.
Yeah. So talk about that a little bit, right, Ryan? Did we want to ask him about what's going on with that?
Should I play the video first?
Yes,
Joe.
Go for it.
Let's go do the video first. Let me see where I got it. I think this is. I'm hoping I'm clicking the right one. Bam. I love it.
Yeah, pretty cool. It's a tailgate Voltron.
Oh man,
that's amazing.
It's what it is. So I've been going out to the draft since Cleveland. All those years I was in the inner circle. Looks like I'm not going to be in there this year. Unfortunately, there was not enough space for my big head. But I will be going anyway. We came up with this idea last year. I by doing what I do, I'm involved in all these charitable organizations of super fans, Tailgating Hall of Fame, Pro Football's Ultimate Fan Association. And so I've become friends with a lot of people that do what I do around the league. And so I came up with this idea to take like 7 of the top biggest tailgate parties in the league, form together to do a charity event at the draft where we would we would pick a local charity where the draft was located, have it's a fan-run organization for the fans, by the fans, where you're gonna have every super fan is gonna be there to party, other tailgate crews as well, setting up tents, setting up food. It's just gonna be a great time, all for a great cause. And this is the 2nd year we're doing it. We did it last year in Detroit. I think we had like about 400 guests. It was a great time. Yeah, for the first year. Very expensive undertaking, as you can imagine, to go and rent a spot 100 yards from the draft theater, but we pulled it off, and we're just trying to let everyone know about it, who hasn't signed up yet, who's coming out to the draft and wants to be a part of something really cool, really fun, and really special.
If you guys are going out to Green Bay for the draft, you have to go by Tailgate Joe. Make sure you get your tickets. Support the guy that helps support us. It goes a long way towards helping our channel, towards helping Joe, and helping out a really good cause. So it is something really special. Joe.
Yeah. You can go onto my Instagram, Tailgate Joe. Follow me there. I'm trying to get to 10,000 before the season starts. I'm on the way. So everyone go to Instagram, follow Tailgate Joe. And if you go to the link in the bio, you can get the link to where you can register for the party. The registration is not on the Tailgate Joe website. So go on my Instagram, and then that'll take you to where you need to go.
Bam! There you go. Head over to Tailgate Joe's Instagram. Get your tickets. They're selling like hotcakes. Joe, I want to ask you. We added Justin Fields as a quarterback. What are your thoughts as far as the quarterback position for the New York Jets? And like, would you be shocked if they went quarterback at some point in this draft? Like, where's your head at with the quarterback situation?
Well, I'm definitely not sold on the guy, but here's what I'll say. Other teams have been picking through our castaways on former first-round quarterbacks and have been finding, striking gold, or at least, striking bronze. I don't know. Why can't we? Why can't we? Why can't we, turn one of those around? I mean, maybe because we're the Jets. I don't know. But, I'm hopeful that maybe they see something and maybe they can get something going. But, obviously I'm not sold. I don't think anyone can legitimately say they are. He's a young guy. He's got some talent. He's got some athleticism. And, we're going to see where it goes. We don't know how the coaching staff is going to handle this because it's a new coaching staff. Yep. We don't really know anything. I don't know, maybe they want to draft a late round project, I guess. Or, maybe we're just going to, try for Arch down the road.
Yeah, I feel like if we're going to go quarterback, I want to roll the dice on a mid-round guy that could almost replace Jordan Travis in whatever sense they hope could be. Because it doesn't feel like Travis is going to be here all that long. With the comments and pulling the Jets off the Instagram and stuff and all the, little back and forths that we saw. I'm not even sure he's going to make the roster when it comes down to it at the end of the training camp.
Agreed. I just don't think it's a great draft for quarterbacks this year. I don't know about the later round project guys, if there's any real diamonds in the rough there.
Yeah.
But at the top of the list, I'm not crazy about it.
Now,
I think there's a lot of hype that's, unrelated to talent. But
the quarterback that seems to be the most, I don't know if it's polarizing, but has the highest sort of swing rate is Shedeur Sanders, I feel like. Do you think he winds up being a first round pick, or where do you think he may wind up going?
I don't know where he's going to go, but I definitely think he's going to be a first-round pick. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a team that's going to need him. There's going to want him. I just don't think it's going to be. It's not going to be us. Hopefully.
Do you think he's on the board for the Jets? Do you think do you see him going possibly before us at all, or you think he's going to slide right past the Jets?
Well, I don't know who at this point who there needs him. Who's at a real loss for a quarterback that high up?
It's
obviously I'd love for him to go ahead of us because that just drops down, a better chance of us getting who we really want.
Yeah. The Giants,
I feel like
are still
maybe.
I mean, really? But Carter and Hunter are so good.
I mean, you made those moves on those two guys. I want to see Jameis. I want to see Jameis get in there this year.
So do I.
I really do. I'll tell you, man, I was a hater when he was coming out of school and the whole crab leg thing. And,
I was a douche for a little bit
there. He was. But now you hear that kid talk and the kid, he's a man. And you just want to root for him. He just seems like a genuine, decent guy, Yeah, and so I want to go see, I want to see him throw 40 touchdowns and 40 interceptions and have a wild, time on the field.
Just have fun. I kind of know what Russell Wilson is. Like Winston, play ball. That's what I like to see.
So I can't see them crowding the room with a first rounder on top of that.
I feel like the Saints could be a sneaky team. The Seahawks, maybe. They really only have Sam on I think it's a 3-year deal, but it could be a 1.5, year and a half type contract. The Steelers are probably, I feel like, a lock to go quarterback in this draft. They said they're going to have 4 quarterbacks on their roster. They currently have 2. They're open to other ways as to how they're going to get them. So are they, do they want to trade up? Do they want to sit at 21 and kind of go the Kenny Pickett route and just let the guy fall to him? I have no idea. But I like the Jets taking a swing on Fields. I really do. I think the evaluation of the roster is so important for the first year of a regime coming in. To roll the dice on a rookie quarterback as well feels like you're putting the cart before the horse right now. And you kind of have to reset the cap. You want to reset the locker room before you bring in another quarterback. And Fields, to me, he's got great leadership. He's got the connection with Garrett Wilson, Jeremy Ruckert. I feel like the mindset for Fields is correct timing for what the Jets need for this year. And who knows? If he works out, great. If he doesn't, guess what? We're going to have a high pick and we're going to take quarterback next year. Like, it's great either way.
What puts Fields in a better position for success? Taking the tackle or going for Warren or another weapon?
So I think the answer is kind of both. I think our top 2 picks should be tight end and tackle. So wherever they feel more confident, I would love to believe that we could get some offensive linemen outside of the first round. But I also wouldn't hate like a small trade up to the back end of the first if it's not going to cost you a whole lot to get the 5th-year option on like a later tackle or a tight end or something. Yeah. I tend to lean like it's harder to get a tackle outside of the top 2 rounds. So if you really think Membu's the guy, like make that selection. My gut feeling is the pick's Warren. I think that's where they're going.
You know, I think back to like those great lines we had in 9 and 10. We had guys like Faneca. You know, we had the young guys, but we also had like those free agent guys that we brought in that were real mentors. Is there a right tackle that's still available or will be after the draft that could be the solution? Because everyone else on the line's pretty young, right? They're all under 30.
Is the kid from that I've been talking about all offseason still available? The one from the Browns?
Wills? I don't think anyone signed him.
Yeah, he's still out there.
Wills is one that like if like everything hits the fan, like former first round pick, can play left and right tackle, probably not going to cost you a whole heck of a lot. Then you take a developmental tackle like a Ozzy Trapillo in the 3rd. Like I like the idea of finding our offensive lineman other than the first round, but I also could understand like Membu is basically like a Penei Sewell kind of clone from a size perspective. So I guess I could see them do that. I'm not going to be upset if whichever way they go, I would understand it completely. Like I feel like there's no knee-jerk, pissed-off reaction outside of like going neither one of those players and going defense.
Right.
Bean, any questions you got for Tailgate Joe?
Well, fuck yeah, man. So you know what? Hey, is your guy? You know what? We met a few guys with Tailgate Joe. Like, he does a great job of having like the other team's crazy mascot and their fan base, right? Like Tailgate Joe's tailgates are fun in that way that it's the calm before the storm. It's like peace and love reign supreme, right? But I'm going to ask you, is the guy I just can't remember his name, but I love the Chargers guy. What was his name again?
Doc Lightning.
Doc Lightning.
Yes.
Is he going to be at the summit with you?
Yes. Yeah. He's one of them. So it's the teams that the hosts are What the Buck out of Tampa, who we're going to be partying with this season as well. The Tampa road game is going to be fucking kick ass. We'll talk about that at some point.
Yes.
So Tampa, the Texans, Houston, the Bengals, Bengal Jim, the Browns with G-Nats, the Chargers with Doc Lightning, Tailgate Joe, and did I get everyone there? And the Lions with the Blue Crew. So yeah, Doc Lightning will be there. He's on the way down. He's one of my boys.
That guy's like seriously good people. I had an opportunity to chit chat with him and shit like when we were all there. He's a genuinely awesome dude.
It is, man. It's really cool, like being part of these organizations I'm part of. You kind of really start to understand, like that. It's we all bleed for our team, right? And we can go and cheer that in the stadium that they destroy that other team on the field, but like we're not playing those fans.
Right.
And so like we all have that common bond of loving our team. And it's really, not to get all kind of all poetical and shit, but it's when they say that sports brings people together and is a unifier, it's not what's happening on the field, it's what's happening in the stands.
Right.
It's people coming from different backgrounds. And so if you come to a Tailgate Joe party, you'll meet some really cool visiting fans, and you can bust their chops and have some good-natured ribbing, but it's all in good fun, and everyone's welcome to join us, and you're going to meet some really cool people from other parts of the country, other parts of the world. And when we travel, that hospitality and that welcomeness is extended to me, to my people, the Jet fans that come with me when we do things. And so it really opened up my fandom immensely for the game when I really learned that and figured that out.
Matt.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I think it adds to the fun. Truly.
Yeah.
So Joe, you said you're not part of the inner circle this year because you get Joe, like he's part of that group when you see the picks and stuff. I've seen you.
Mm-hmm. I've been there for some major picks. I feel like I'm a good luck charm, but they couldn't fit me in there this year, and I get it. The inner circle's a little small this year. Sometimes the venue is bigger than others. But yeah, I was in there for Cleveland, Vegas, KC, and Detroit. And yeah, you like I'm in all the ads and stuff that they show for the draft.
Right. Yeah, I love seeing you. It's so cool. But yeah, man, I just can't wait. I mean, it's number one, I'm excited about the draft, but look, every time I leave, because I haven't seen a victory in MetLife since 2015, I've only seen 3 touchdowns since 2015. So it's fucking crazy, man. It's ridiculous. So every time I leave, I legitimately, not only am I saying it, but other people are saying it to me. I'm never coming back to this shithole. Like I don't do well in here, but I got to tell you, I'm already looking forward to it. I'm already starting to think about, coming, whether it's the home opener or, we still got to figure it out, obviously, when we learn about the schedule and all that shit. But I'm really excited to come, dude. You put on just the best party, but the true golden, silver lining golden nugget is your food is the best.
That's what I'm
the best.
I loved the Oktoberfest.
Wasn't that great?
Yes.
So good.
I don't know if you have everything planned out for next year, but do you have any thoughts with the direction you're going to go for some of these tailgate parties next year?
Yeah, well, so Oktoberfest will definitely be on this. That was our first time doing that theme last year, and it was a blast. We're definitely doing that. That's going to be a yearly thing for us. Mm-hmm. I just hope we have a game that fits in that time frame where it makes like Oktoberfest sense, but we're going to do it regardless. If we have one that's around Halloween, we're going to do that again because that was fantastic. A night game will be another one of our glow parties. That's been a lot of fun. We started doing those. Obviously, the Italian theme that we do once a year, that food is amazing. We're doing something. We're doing something really special that I'm going to want to come back and talk to you guys about.
All right.
At some of the points, something different and something really cool that we're going to talk about that. And then there's the away games this year. We're going to have a lot of fun, man. Whatever happens on the field, I can't control that, but we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun during the season and a lot.
I'm pumped for this. Joe, before I let you go, is there anything else you want to tell the fans out there and the crew that's sitting here with us?
Guys, just go on my Instagram, follow Tailgate Joe. If you're coming to the draft or if you know anyone else that is coming to Detroit, coming to Green Bay for the draft, tell them to kind of reach out, get in touch, register for the party because it is going to be a great time. It's going to be on Friday afternoon from 1 to 5 before the second night starts. So you'll be able to do all the festivities. It's going to be a great time. And if not, just follow Tailgate Joe on Instagram and you're going to, get at me during the season. If you listen to this tonight and we haven't met in person, come out to a game, come over to the tailgate, tap me on the shoulder, introduce yourself. I want to meet everyone. I really genuinely do. If you're going to be going to a Jet game, anywhere else, or if you're going to any football game anywhere in the country and you want to find a group of people that are open and cool and fun and are down with visiting fans, get in touch with me. I'll put you in ends. That's what it's all about. Open up your fandom and I'm telling you, man, it can totally change the way you look at the game, the way you enjoy the game. It'll take it to another level.
Tailgate Joe, thank you so much for supporting us. We can't wait to join you for our group buy when that happens. You guys will find out that in like the next month or two, whenever the schedule drops, usually about a month from now. But we're excited for you. Joe, you are being ejected from Talkin' Jets. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, brother. And we will talk to him soon.
Nice. Tailgate Joe. Love that motherfucker, everybody.
Love
He's a
Tailgate.
genuinely good dude. He's the real deal. You know what I mean?
He is.
He's the real deal. He gives a shit.
He really does. He's such a genuine guy. His food's awesome, and the tailgate is always such a blast. With like
we always say, the Jets, we win the tailgate every year when we go on the field. We but walking in, we're always feeling good because we just ate a great spread, Oktoberfest spread, got a few pops in us, and now we're ready to watch some football.
Now, ideally, this year it doesn't pour on us like it did this past year. We're all huddled under the 10 by 10 tent, but it's a good time. It's a really good time. If you want to help support our channel here as well as the work we're doing, please support Tailgate Joe. He helps support the channel. He's got some great giveaways for us for the draft stream. We are absolutely ramped up for draft night. Boys and girls, we did say we would be showing our top 3 mock draft, or I guess, should I call it mock draft, or like, would you guys feel comfortable saying like you hope this is the way they go, or is this what you hope they do? I guess.
No, this is my prediction.
Okay, this is kind of that. I'm kind of hoping this is my prediction as well, and I'll pull them up one by one. So Matt, we'll go to yours first. This is what you're feeling. You're thinking Membu at number 7, 2nd round Mason Taylor, 3rd round Jack Besh. Talk to me. How you feeling?
Yeah, so I feel like 2nd and 3rd round you could flip flop them, like even if you wanted to. I've seen, it depends on what mock draft simulator you're using where these guys go. Mason Taylor sometimes 2nd round, sometimes 3rd round. Then we see guys who you think are going to go in the 2nd round end up in the 3rd. So the reason why I went Armand Membu is I just think the Jets want to finish this offensive line and build the identity of being a good football team in the trenches. And they're so close on the offensive line. I think they just need that right tackle. Membu's a plug and play guy, played right tackle at Mizzou at a high level. I think he's a better fit than a Will Campbell, even though Will Campbell might go in front of him in the draft for what the New York Jets need. I think Membu fits that better. Mason Taylor then is my next pick. I think they'll go tight end before receiver in this scenario. You have the NFL lineage. He's a really good pass catcher, put up good numbers in the SEC, good yards after the catch guy too, can make plays with the ball in his hands. I think he's one of the day 2 potential tight ends who can have an impact on day 1. And they need that. They need to find somebody who can come in and play right away. And for me, Jack Besh, the reason why I like him a lot is because I feel like he's not the biggest guy. He's not the fastest guy, but he's always freaking open. He's just really good at finding the soft spots in the zone. He sits down and, he's like Mr. 3rd down conversion. And you just, on 3rd down, when all hell breaks loose, I feel like he could be a nice safety blanket. I do think there's wide receiver 2 upside with him. Which is what the Jets need. And it's about damn time they hit on a receiver on day 2. So these would be my 3 guys. I'd be pretty happy with it. It's not what I would do mock necessarily, but it's my prediction. And I'd be happy with this prediction if that was the result.
Green Bean, here is your list. Tyler Warren, Alfred Collins, Jalen Noel.
All right. So again, this is my prediction. It's not what I think is, it's not what I would do necessarily. Now, would I be happy with this? Yes. I would not be terribly upset with any of these picks. I think that the Jets are going to go with the tight end up top. I like Membu. I like a lot of players that we could get there. I think it makes the most sense. You give Justin Fields that big target, somebody that he can grow and develop with right here. You know what I mean? We got Garrett Wilson at the wide receiver. So you get him another pass catcher. It's not a wide receiver, but it's another outlet, big, strong, great hands, but can also add to some of the protection packages and that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit, he's not, a dominant blocker yet. I think he can be. So I really like the pick of Tyler Warren over the tackle or over a lot of the other choices, right? I think Tyler Warren is the smart move. I think the Jets are going to roll with that. Alfred Collins, I think the Jets are going to have a hard time doing what we want, which is just go offense in the first 3 rounds. I just think they're going to try to be balanced and all that kind of shit. I could see him going safety here, but I really do think bringing in the big ass of Alfred Collins is going to make a whole bunch of sense for them at pick 42. So again, would I want to see offense, but would I be unhappy if I heard, after taking Tyler Warren in the first, that the Jets are grabbing big defensive tackle Alfred Collins out of Texas with their 2nd round pick? I'm not going to poo-poo it at all. And then I think they're going to go back to the offense. And I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of the bigger. I just love a wide receiver core of big, strong guys, right? I love it. 6'3", 6'4" kind of guys. I don't know what it is. I have this sneaking suspicion that the Jets are going to want to bring in a shifty slot type of a guy. Jalen Noel is, precision route running, somebody that we just haven't had here. I think they really wanted Xavier Gipson to be that guy. He has some of that going on, but he's just a whole different level of guy. Jalen Noel comes in. I think he would end up developing into a really solid 3rd down possession type of a guy, really reliable. The one downside with him is he has some drops, and they call it concentration issues. So they got to work on that. But I think in the 3rd round, if you can pull in a Jalen Noel, I think you're going to be really, really happy about it. Now, it's tough to predict which wide receivers are going to be there, but here's what I'll say. If it's not him, it's going to be somebody like that. I see a smaller, shiftier, quicker slot type of a guy to work the middle of the field coming in the 3rd round.
I really like both your mocks and how they pan out. I'm a little bit more in line with Bean because I have us going Tyler Warren at the top of the draft. I do think that's kind of the direction that we're headed. We only had, I think, one meeting, one top 30 visit, as far as Dom C's list is concerned, one top 30 visit with an offensive tackle. And it was not Tyler Membu, or it was not, Tyler Membu. It was not Armand Membu. Yeah. It was not Will Campbell. But Tyler Warren, we did have a top 30 visit with. And I think based on how Fields utilizes tight end, based on us wanting to, give him a safety valve, Breece Hall can be that safety valve, Warren can be that safety valve, Garrett Wilson can be that safety valve. Those are going to be our 3 pass catchers that you're going to see consistently. I think next year, I think you're going to be able to use Warren as a chess piece, allow him to come back into the backfield. If you had like Braylon Allen, Fields, Warren, and Breece all on the field at the same time, and you're running an RPO, like you can literally punish teams every which way, and I think this is a very fun way to go. Not to mention Tyler Warren is Olu Fashanu's former roommate, and I feel like there's a little bit of chemistry going right there. So we're adding that in. Now, I like it. I said we visited with we had one top 30 visit with an offensive tackle. That tackle was Ursary, the offensive tackle from Minnesota. 2nd round pick, I think, is where the Jets are going to go with their tackle. I do think it's a top 2 need. We did meet with a lot of guys. Connerly, who was kind of projected to be that like late 1st, 2nd round type tackle as well. So the types of offensive linemen that they met with feel 2nd round. Now, that's not entirely always going to be the case, because I'm pretty sure we didn't have, at least on Dom's list, I don't think Fashanu was a top 30 visit last year. So, but again, new regime. We don't know how they're going to treat these visits and how they view the players and whatnot. And then I have Kyle Williams, the wide receiver out of Washington State. And this is a guy that I think, like Green Bean said, is going to be the type of receiver we go with. We've got a bunch of bigger bodied players right now. And I feel like if you get someone that's shifty, fast, and able to just take the top off of a defense, this would be the type of selection that I think would be a lot of fun to make. So I think they're going to try and find their Jameson Williams without needing to use it in the 1st round like the Lions did. And that would be Kyle Williams right there. So, Matt, I want to go circle back around to you. What are your thoughts on Green Bean and my mock draft?
Yeah, mine's. I love it.
Possessive.
Doc, mine's the best. No, I love you guys know how I feel about Tyler Warren. I love Tyler Warren. So if that's the pick in round 1, I would be very, very happy with that. For Ryan's route, then if you go tight end and then right to offensive tackle, I think Ursary of the realistic options in round 2 is probably my favorite. I would love a world where Josh Connerly is there for the Jets at 42.
Yeah.
I think he's going in the first round, though. I really like him. I could see the Rams going after him, or maybe the Chiefs if they stay put at 31 and need to take a tackle. Kyle Williams is a late riser here that's become a fan favorite, so I like that one. And for Beans, Alfred Collins is just a nasty son of a bitch on the interior of that defensive line. I could see why Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilkes would fall in love with him. And, you know, there's 2 really good receivers at Iowa State. Jalen Noel is one of them. The other one, Jaden Higgins, I know we're big fans of too. But Noel a little bit different in the slot, makes plays in the short to intermediate yards. So I'm thinking like over the middle of the field, if Fields is running around and it just kind of dumps it off to him for 5 yards and he makes some plays with his legs after the catch, I could see a world where that works out too. So I like these options for the Jets.
Bean, any thoughts before we move on?
Yeah, well, I like both of yours as well. I think, you know, look, we're kind of on the same page in a lot of respects. The only thing I did push the tackle thing. I'm really on this idea that the Jets have their offensive line built. I mean, you know, I'm not pushing forward anything. It's just what I think. But I think, like, for Matt's, for example, if the Jets come out and they grab Membu, Mason Taylor, who is one of my favorite players in the whole draft, and then they grab Besh, I mean, I'm going to be ecstatic about those 3 picks. You know, you shore up that offensive line, right tackle again, like we talked about. You got bookend tackles, Fashanu and Membu, 1 year apart as far as, you know, NFL experience, and you let them grow together. It's a similar scenario, potential of like DeBrickashaw Ferguson and Nick Mangold. You get them young and you keep them together for their whole damn career. I really like it. We got Tipman, who's going into his 3rd year now. He's young. AVT, you know what I mean? So we got a nice young offensive line. So I really do like the idea. So if that's what they do, I applaud it. And then obviously tight end help and wide receiver help. It's what the doctor ordered. I like how both of you went offense, right? That's what I want to. I don't see it. I think there's no way. And this is the problem I have with defensive regimes, is that I just don't think they're going to be able to, like Aaron Glenn said, I know I come from the defensive side of the ball, but I'm a coach. Great. I love it. I'm in. Bullshit. He's defense. You know what I mean? And it's like there's going to be that inability to buy in all the way on the offense like we really want them to do. And it makes, you know, look, from a objective perspective, it makes sense to be balanced, right? You do need safety help. You do need defensive line help. So why wouldn't you? You know, but anyway, I prefer your guys. If they came away like what Ryan's saying, you grab Tyler Warren, you grab Ursary, who I like a whole bunch as a tackle. Don't like him as much as Connerly, as Trapillo, as obviously Membu and those guys. But I just feel a little bit less confident if he's the guy being brought in to start. But I don't hate the pick. I like it. And Kyle Williams, exactly the same thing I was talking about with my pick. That smaller, shiftier, speedy. You know, Kyle Williams take the top off the defense for you. So I really like it. I mean, any of these that if the Jets come away with the drafts that look like both of yours, I'm going to be really happy.
Kyle Williams, also a top 30 visit. All 3 of my guys were top 30 visits. So who knows? We'll see if that actually comes into play here. We've got Sam. Sam comes in with the super chat, says, are there some players you would ignore stats and measurables to pick in the later rounds? Ignore stats and measurables. No, because I usually prefer stats and measurables over the stats. I feel like I'd rather, in the later rounds, gamble on the explosive upside because I feel like the stats aren't necessarily going to, I don't know, I guess I'm splitting the difference here, right?
I think the better question, the thing that I would ignore later in the draft, the one guy that came to my mind is a green bean guy. So I know he's going to like this, but For example, someone I would take a swing on later in the draft is Nick Nash, but he's a small school guy. So like maybe didn't play against the greatest competition, but had a huge season. Like when the Jets found Danny Woodhead, who was, I think, like the all-time D2 rusher at the time. Like that's where you try to take your swings on like these smaller school kind of things. So I think that maybe makes a little bit more sense than the ignoring the stats and measurables part of Sam's question.
Bean, what about you? Is there a guy that you're kind of eyeing in the later rounds that may not be the the pick that people are necessarily thinking of? Like, is there a guy you like?
Yeah, I mean, Matt mentioned one of my guys, and I can say Dante Thornton is another wide receiver I really like in the late rounds. He's a big, strong guy, but big, strong, and fast. Not a guy that I don't think is ever going to develop into like a wide receiver one, but he could be that really important, just, knife to the jugular kind of a player that you have on your offense. So yeah, I mean, I really like him. They're like Danny Stutzman is a linebacker that I really like. I also like Kaiser. Look, I know we kind of fell off the Jamari Caldwell train because that's what we do. We kind of burn them out. Every draft, every mock we did for a month and a half, we had Jamari Caldwell in it. And the last bunch, I haven't even heard him mentioned. It's just one of those. It's like Tet McMillan in the beginning, right? So guys like that, I really think could be fun to see, brought in. That's where I'd like to see the Jets do some important work. Is the back end of the draft, we have 2 5ths and 2 6ths. So what I'd like to see there is that second tight end, that second wide receiver, the second defensive tackle or safety, like those kinds of guys. I really want an interior offensive lineman. I want to see the pipeline start to be developed again, because we were bringing guys in and they were just, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and we couldn't do anything with them. They were just garbage, so we were bringing in free agents and they were starting over them. And it's like, you look at our pool of young guys, Max Mitchell, Carter Warren, Xavier Gibson, they're just like guys, you know what I mean? And so I want to see them start to freshen up the joint, start the pipeline, defensive tackles, interior offensive linemen. Like you mentioned earlier, Ryan, it's time that we start finding our offensive linemen in the mids to late rounds, but that just means we can't expect them to come in, fresh off of being a 6th round pick and throw them into the starting lineup. You got to give them a minute. So I want to see those guys start to be brought in as well.
Jake Asman in the chat. What's up, Jake? Says, Matt, Ryan, Green Bean weren't just born to talk at Jets. They came out of the womb yelling JETS and breaking down the depth chart and doing mocks. Jake, we love you, dude. Excited.
Thank you, Jake.
And it's spot on. My family had to move down to Florida because I would not stop talking Jets to them. They were like, Ryan, I'm so sick and tired of you talking Jets all the time. We're going to move to the other side. I shouldn't say the other side of the country, but down to the bottom of the country just so we can have a little peace and quiet. Always talking Jets. 24/7, actually. Dad joke.
Yeah, I was the kid at the lunch table getting into debates in elementary school about who was a better player.
See, I didn't have the knowledge base early on, and it was very much, Madden has Randy Moss as 99 speed. He's clearly the best at, XYZ, whatever. But it's science. I could basically be the owner of the Jets right now. Bean, we love you too.
What?
Nah, I just want to say I love you.
I love you.
Eric comes
I might
in.
be in love with
we love Eric too. Eric Samuelson. Thanks so much for the super chat, dude. Says, still hoping to get our kicker on Saturday. I saw a few mocks with Ryan Fitzgerald going in the 7th. Do we take kicker in the 5th or 6th? Or if the Jets take a pass, does Bean still like Andres Borregales? I very much am hoping we take a kicker with our 6th round pick, one of the 6th round picks, because much like Bean has said, if you're going to draft someone late, get someone that's going to score you a crazy ton of points and can be a starter for you. If you can turn your 6th round pick into a starter, at least for the next 4 years on a cheap contract, I don't see how this is ever a bad pick. So, Eric, I'm on board with drafting a kicker. Matt, we'll go to you first, then we'll get Green Bean's take on Borregales and the kicker position.
Yeah, I'm not against it. With the last pick, right? Like, yeah, pick 206. What are you gonna find at pick 206? You're gonna, use a pick on a guy who's not gonna be here in a year anyway, or be right on the practice squad in year one. I'm not saying do it every single year, but when your kicker is a big part of the reason why you lost multiple games the year before, I would say okay, that's okay to draft a kicker the next year.
Bean, want to hear from you. Kicker drafted.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, this is why, this is where I separate from a lot of new thinking around the NFL. These nerds that have infected the the NFL world, all these numbers and nerds and next gen stats, and it's all fun and it's all good, but they all uniformly, they're all against using a draft pick on a kicker. And I'm going to say to every single one of them, you're fucking demented. I do not understand how the idea of taking a kicker with a 5th, 6th, 7th round pick doesn't make sense. Just like you mentioned, Ryan, if you're talking about the best way to guarantee that your 6th round pick is an immediate impact on your team, grab the best kicker in the country. You know what I mean? Just do it. And you only got to do it once. It's not like we're talking about taking a kicker every year. You do it one time, you get it right, and you fucking put it to bed. We are losing games every single dude. The Jets kicker woes go back to the minute Pat Leahy got sciatica. Since that moment on, we've only had a year or two, give or take, with an actual that we were comfortable with our kicker. We're always talking about, our kicker sucks or this or that. We watched Joe Douglas stumble and bumble his way through 5 years he got Zerline for 2 years. The rest of it is a shit show. He's had how many kickers in 5 years? 10?
Oh, he had Vedvik. He was a kicker and a punter for a hot minute there.
Yeah.
Fucking carry.
So it's a ridiculous thing. It is vital to the game of football. And what's the reasoning behind not taking a kicker? You could just wait till undrafted free agency. There's no guarantee that they're coming to the shitty Jets. Mm-hmm. Why would they want to come here and play for a perpetual loser? You go out and you say to the guy, you're the guy, you're coming here, and you nail it down. It's vital to your success. They're on the field all damn day. You know what I mean? Extra points, field goals. They can win games for you or lose games for you. You go ahead and you nail it down. It doesn't make sense to me. Now, which one? It's up for debate. You can talk about whether, the previous regime, they really valued strength of the leg over the accuracy. I'd much rather know that 50 yards and under, he's a lock than, a little bit lower percentage in the shorter game, and then he can kick you the 60-yarder. I mean, somewhere in the middle there, I want to be able to kick 55-yarders and under consistently. That's what I want. I want to know when my kicker runs out with 8 seconds left to win the game, that we got a very, very good chance to win it. Justin Tucker walks on the field, Tyler Bass you feel pretty damn good. You know what I mean? They're confident. I want that.
We had a nice run of kickers for a bit. I mean, Nick Folk, Feely. I mean, when I was a kid,
a couple years.
Hall,
a couple years here or there. Jason Myers.
Myers was great.
A couple years.
And then
we had Myers for 2 years.
As soon as Myers
Folk
left, it was just train wreck after train wreck until Zerline 2 years ago, and then fucking right back to the same shit show.
Yep, because we're undrafted free agent and we're cast off scrap heap guys. Can we change? We talk about changing what do the Jets do the same shit over and over and over. It doesn't matter who comes in, right? We do the defensive rookie head coach coupled with rookie GM coupled with rookie quarterback. At least we're not doing the quarterback thing this year. But then we also
start knocking on wood, Green Bean. We're going to be taking Jackson Dart number 7.
Oh, God. But then we do the same thing with kickers.
Out the window.
I'm telling you, I would lose it, dude. That's the one that would really get me.
Yeah.
Jalen Milroe, that guy, like, oh my God.
I really don't want to see.
But we do the same thing with kickers, Ryan. Like, that's what we do. Look back through that's what we do. We take the guy who was just cut from the Cowboys, both Myers and Folk were exactly that guy. That's what we do. We take Green Bay's quarterbacks, Dallas Cowboys kickers. It's the same thing over and over. Can we just stop? Dude, I would even use my 2nd, 5th round pick. I don't give a shit. I want to guarantee I get the best kicker in the country. That's what I want.
Let's do it. Let's get the best kicker in the country. See, James in the chat. James says, Ryan, can you tell me where you got your neon sign? That one was a custom one. The guy that did my old sign, I reached out to him, and he used to have an Etsy store. He doesn't have his Etsy store anymore. But I was like, hey, dude, can you do me a solid and make me a special one? So it's a little custom. It's actually a sheet metal sign. You could find them online. I've seen not that exact one, but ones that are pretty similar to it. 2 pieces of sheet metal, and then I just added some neon lights like inside of it. Little LEDs. Little arts and crafts project here in the Jets Talk household. I see Mickey wants me to throw my computer out the window, and with the 7th overall pick, the Jets pick Jackson Dart, Aaron Glenn, and Muji pull off the ultimate smokescreen. No. Can't let it happen. NY Jets Indy says, draft Golden at 7. We need playmakers. We were kind of talking about like the doomsday situation where Warren and Membu are both off the board. Are you going with a defensive player? Or are you trying to pull the trigger on a weapon? I lean more on, if you're going to go defense, I would probably prefer edge rusher. I would prefer to go offense though. And I would be all right with Loveland. I'd be all right with insert whatever wide receiver you feel is the best guy. If Tet's not off the board, Tet's probably where I land on this, but 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐾 would be good. Burden would be good. Golden I'd be fine with too. If you wanted to reach a little bit on a tackle, Simmons might be an interesting one. It's hella risky because of the injury, but like might have been the best tackle in this class if it were not for the injury. I have a hard time, looking outside of the premium positions once like Warren and Membu are off the board. Golden, I don't know. Domsey kind of cooled me off on Golden a little bit. Him and Will Parkinson are both like, his speed is incredible on the 40-yard dash, but on the field, not quite the same speed that you'd see. Bean, any thoughts on Golden at 7?
I'm right there. He's the guy this year that was kind of, you know what I mean? He's in the conversation. But he ran fast at the combine, and then what happened the day after? He's probably going to be the first wide receiver taken, right? I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's just, we do it every year. He's the guy who runs fast. He's the guy Al Davis for the Raiders would have taken in the first round every time. And they did it with Henry Ruggs too, right? The Raiders. That's
Darius Hayward Bay.
Right, Darius Hayward Bay. You can't teach speed, and that's exactly right. Like, there are guys that you see them on the field, they catch the ball, and they're running down the sideline, and the DBs and everybody are chasing him, and they can't catch him. And then he runs a 4.58 40, and you're like, he's slow. On-field speed. Tape is king, everybody. You know what I mean? It's what they do on the field, Ryan.
Matt, what are your thoughts on Golden?
I like him not at 7. And for some of the reasons you guys just listed out, I think we get too enamored sometimes by the speed and go, oh, he's fast as fuck, but that doesn't necessarily translate on the field. I'm not saying he's going to be a bad player. I don't think that's fair, but like same school, Xavier Worthy broke the record for the 40 time, and everyone's going nuts. Oh, he's got to go in the first round. And I don't know. I think sometimes that gets a little overrated, but I'm not saying Golden particularly is overrated. If they took him at 7 over a Ted McMillan, then I think I would go, I'm not seeing the vision, and I think that's maybe a little bit high. Yeah.
Like, if that's the pick, I think we all need to synchronize our head going, Okay. Boys and girls, we got a few minutes left. If you want to get in on our ticket giveaway, courtesy of Infrared, We got 2 tickets to the Jets draft party that we're going to be giving away in the next few minutes here. Put a ticket emoji in the chat so we know you're able to go to it. It's at MetLife Stadium. We want to make sure we send them to someone that can go. I believe we have. How many people do we have on that green bean? I don't think it's many. 3. Got 3 people. So if you think you
The
can
odds
go,
are good.
That's 2 tickets. 2 tickets.
Right. The odds are good right now to win that one.
You know, I'm not going to feel that bad that there's not a lot because that would imply that everyone else is watching our draft stream, maybe, possibly.
Yes.
Right? But you got a really good shot at winning tickets. If you're like, I don't want to watch these guys, go to the Jets draft party. They do a really good job. It's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy it. The only reason I don't go is because we do the draft stream now. So make sure you drop that ticket emoji in there.
My future father will be there. He loves going. He is one of his close friends, is a Giants season ticket holder.
It's perfect.
So every year he goes with him, but it doesn't matter. It's like Jets, Giants. It's all, together. You stay, you watch the picks, and you go home. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a good time. A few years back, I was there for the Sam Darnold draft, and it was one of the funniest, like sort of sounds in the stadium because the Giants had the pick before the Jets, and the Jets were like, oh no, Baker Mayfield went 1, and that's who we thought we were trading up to number 3 to get because the Giants are clearly going to take Sam Darnold. And then Saquon Barkley goes at 2, and you hear the Giant fans go, yeah, we're excited for Saquon. And then the Jet fans were like, oh my God, we're getting Sam Darnold. It's all turning out great. Yeah. It's really fun. I wish I could have been there for the Daniel Jones draft because oh no, you know what? I think I was sitting with David. Was that the Daniel Jones draft? Was the Quinnen Williams? Quinnen Williams one. That was the last one I went to. And Jet fans were like, all right, we got Quinnen Williams. But then freaking Daniel Jones gets taken, and the irate Giants fans were just it was chef's kiss. Every now and then I'll go back and I'll watch some of the reactions, like the Entertainer and Bad Dog watching the stream and them picking Jones. It's everything I want.
Didn't the Giants have
3
first round that year?
They had 2, and then they traded into the first. I think it was the last pick in the first round. They traded up to get was it Banks? It was some corner. I don't remember.
Yeah, DeAndre Banks. Yep.
Yeah, and then Lawrence was one. No, not Lawrence.
Yep.
Yeah, Dexter Lawrence.
Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
17.
Middle of the round. Danny Dimes did not quite work out the way they were hoping. �'𝐞𝐫𝐢 says this is gonna be the year. Oh, is this going to be the year we get our content creator calendar yet? Yeah, we've been talking about this for a few years now. Usually, if you guys have hung out with us on day 3 of the draft, we start going off the rails. For as boring as the late rounds might be for people who aren't as zeroed in on the prospects and the players, you should tune in for the entertainment value of this friggin' stream because it is very funny. We've been talking about this content creator calendar for the longest time. Green Bean has to be Santa for the December edition of it, and then
damn straight.
You sprinkle everyone out throughout, and we gotta draw everyone in there. Blewett, Sabo, got Richie, Jake, Buffalo.
Who's Valentine's Day? Who's the heartthrob for Feb?
Heartthrob for February.
Maybe Ryan in his super short, chubby shorts.
Ooh,
getting a 5-inch inseam, showing some leg.
Ooh, a little bit in there. I could do that. I could dress up. I could have little Cupid wings and a bow and arrow. Be great. Little green heart on the end of it.
I love it.
I joke, but we should totally do that and then do we're donating the proceeds to charity and just see how many people we can get to buy this ridiculous calendar. Oh
yeah,
3.
Great. Yeah, it's gonna be 3 people. It's gonna be hung up in our rooms. That's all right.
That's it,
boys and girls. We have reached
the
end of our stream. So I think we do our tickets first, then we'll do the spin wheel.
Yeah, I only got 3, so I got Jeremy Ward, Anthony D, and Dick Chimney's burner. That's it, and that's 1, 2, and 3.
So we've got 3. So I'm just gonna click generate one time. Normally we do 3. But do we want to do 3? I could do 3.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll do
whatever
3.
you want.
So let's see. We'll do 1, 2. Wow, that was random number generator. I wonder if it doesn't. Whatever. Dick Chimney's burner. You win the tickets.
Dick Chimney's burner, you win the ticket. So you gotta email me. Okay. Wait, is he still here? He's not here.
Dick Chimney's burner.
No, I would almost say he's not Dick. If you're, I would say if he's not here, maybe he doesn't win it because like I got to get these out. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Dick Chimney. If you don't reach out
He's
to
here.
Green Bean,
He's here. Okay, there he
okay,
is.
we're good.
All right,
we're good.
cool.
All right, we didn't want to get
Dick
stuck with the
Chimney's
tickets.
burner. Email me bean@greenbeanjetsfan.com.
Perfect.
All right, email me and I'll transfer them over to you. And thanks to Infrared who gave us these. Drop some hearts in them shits for Infrared, everybody. Show him some love.
He's a good dude, helping out the channel, helping out the other Jet fans. Infrared, you're a G. He's also included in our spin wheel giveaway for tonight. Bean, how many spin wheel contestants do we have?
Oh, let's see. Where'd you go, friend? Whoops. That's not it. Shit. Hold on. 22.
Ooh. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. All right. We're going to do 3 generates. So the third generate is going to be our
1, 2, 3.
winner. We have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Next number is our winner. 7.
Number 7 is Swamp Ranger, everybody.
Hey.
Swamp Ranger. Yeah. Spin wheel. Spin wheel.
Spin wheel. Spin wheel.
Jersey.
Hat. Yeah.
All right, Swamp Ranger.
Swamp
there he
Ranger,
goes.
getting
He
yourself
deserves
a ball cap or a green beanie. Reach out to us, jetstalk247@gmail.com or talkinjetshow@gmail.com, and let us know which hat you want and what size you want. You can take a look at them over at talkinjets.com. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Very, very much appreciated. All the support. Boys and girls, we've reached the end of our stream. We are going to be live in just 2 days' time. 2 days' time, we will know who the Jets pick is by this point in the night. We are less than 48 hours away from knowing who number 7 overall is going to be. Boys and girls, let's go around our panel, give our closing thoughts. Bean, any last words?
Yeah, man. We're going to hang out in about 30 minutes from right now over on Green Bean Jets Fan, the YouTube channel. And we'll do our after hours Jets Fest. We're going to have some fun tonight. It's going to be a good one. So come and hang out with us. 10:30, we'll kick it off.
Matt, any last words?
Sign up for the Draft Clash and play along with us. It's pinned in the chat. We got a nice group of people already in there. Make your guesses on what the New York Jets are going to do for the draft. I'm pumped up, baby. 2 days. I can't wait.
Let's go. Definitely make sure you click on that link in the live chat. I want to break down the poll question real fast with 468 votes. 45% of you are saying Tyler Warren, 37% are saying Membu, 18% are saying some other position. And we'll see where it all plays out here in just 2 days' time. We're going to be here for all 3 nights of the draft. Every minute of it. So make sure you hang out with us for the entire thing. Boys and girls, this is Talkin' Jets signing off. JETS.
Just go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you going to blame the defense?
I got the pouch. Screw Green Bean. Damn it.
But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing something.
Go Jets.
And that's the other part of it is that people are insanely jealous of this show. This show gets the best of the best, and it does a different way with positivity.
He scores!
Ow, my head! No, come on.
What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk thumbs, boys and girls. Freeze run.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.
Jets!